I remember feeling like she was talking to me directly, like she was literally calling on me, looking at me, even when she wasn't. But just her stories, the experiences that she would share about the things that was going on in her life, or sometimes she would mention her daughter's life, like some of the things that she would just share, it would always resonate with me, and it would be at like perfect timing. I remember when I was, like I said, 18, 19 years old, I had this boyfriend. He was really no good, y'all. Like, he did not have his head on straight at all. He was very much so interested in being like a thug, all this type of stuff. Even though he came from a good family, he was just like hell bent on doing the wrong thing. And I was in this kind of tug of war with him. One minute we together, and then the next minute we not, all of that, right? And we were in that kind of period where we're off, but we're talking, and I can kind of see the cycle happening of, oh, he's gonna try to, come back, and he's gonna try to talk me into being into a relationship again. And so mama comes into the salon, right? We called her mama. She comes into the salon that day. She sits down. She starts putting her bag and all of her supplies and stuff down, and I'm sitting next to her. We used to swap stations. So I'm sitting next to her that day, and she looks over to me and she says, you're such a pretty girl. And I was like, oh, thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And she says, it's a shame that you wasting all your pretty on that boy. And mind y'all, I ain't tell nobody about this boy. I did not talk about this boy. I ain't never brought him up. I didn't have no, you know what I'm saying? I really wasn't cool with a lot of the people at the at the salon, if I'm being honest. There was one girl that I was cool with, but we were like work friends, you know what I mean? So she didn't really know too much about my personal life. So the fact that she could just sense that there was something in me that was having this issue with this boy, right? And the way she said it, she just looked over at me and she was so calm. And she was just like, you too pretty. Are you wasting all the pretty on that boy? And I remember putting my head down and I was like, yeah. I said, I don't always know what to do about him. And she said, well, I can tell you what to do about him. And I said, okay, well, what? And she's like, if you ever got to question whether or not somebody is yours, they're not yours. If you ever have to question if somebody is yours, they're not yours.